Good evening. My name is Debbie Dineen. I'm the Conservation Coordinator for the town of Sudbury. I am also a Sudbury resident. And I would just like to give you some facts. Most of these came out of the environmental notification form that I'm sure you're familiar with. 4.3 miles of Sudbury is along the MBTA rail line. Of that, 5,930 linear feet are within priority and estimated habitat areas for rare and endangered species. 6,145 linear feet of that 4.3 miles abuts protected town open space with public access. There are at least 8 perennial stream crossings, 10 vernal pools, 5 certified and 5 with all the documentation collected for certification along that rail line in Sudbury. In accordance with the environmental notification form, 26.7 acres of trees will be cleared. 12,962 square feet of fill will be placed in bordering vegetated wetland. 13,794 square feet of other type of wetlands will be cleared of trees. Outside of bordering vegetated wetland, there will be, and this is a staggering figure, 756,436 square feet of tree clearing. That's over 750,000 square feet of trees cleared within wetland areas. Think about that for a minute. That's staggering. It's staggering in a town the size of Sudbury. When you think about what that means, you'll realize that the vastness of that area to be cleared is in excess of 20 regulation-size American football fields. That is unlike anything we have seen in this town before. The amount of permanent wetland fill exceeds 12.5 acres. Those wetlands provide free services that Commissioner Russo was talking about. It maintains our drinking water quality. It prevents flooding. These are no small issues in Sudbury. These are huge. This is unprecedented destruction of our natural resources. The Conservation Commission will be involved in the project in 2 diverse ways. First, as a regulatory authority under the Wetlands Protection Act and under our local bylaw. The threshold for disturbance for most types of projects is 5,000 square feet of alteration. This project far exceeds that. It is at least 3 times the maximum amount of permitted fill in a vegetated wetland. Again, this is unprecedented in Sudbury. There have been no wetland variances ever requested in Sudbury in the 40-plus years of wetland regulation in the state of Massachusetts. The second form of involvement of the Commission is as a direct abutter, representing all residents of the town. By definition, every resident here is an abutter because we all are the public who own our Hop Brook conservation land. Our Hop Brook Marsh conservation land is a 93-acre parcel with floodplains, meadows, and forest. It was purchased by the town in 1967. It was our first parcel of conservation land that we purchased. It's our flagship property. It's the most actively used of the town's conservation lands and abuts more residential properties in town than any other conservation land. The Commission believes that the alternatives within the MBTA rail line property is a significantly flawed alternative, above ground or below ground. We believe other alternatives exist that will have much less impact on abutting properties and natural resources and environmental values and functions of the area. Sudbury is extremely fortunate to be bordered in several areas of town by not 1 but 2 national wildlife refuges. We're bordered on the east by our Great Meadows National Wildlife Refuge, and to the west and north by the Assabet River National Wildlife Refuge. These are irreplaceable federal resources that are there for the benefit of all humans, flora, and fauna. The towns and the state and the federal government has worked for decades to expand on these protected parcels by working tirelessly to protect abutting lands. We like electricity too. We don't envy your job at all. We understand that to have power, there might be negative impacts within the communities. But we hope the Siting Board takes its responsibility seriously to look at options that provide needed facilities while taking environmental protection as well as costs into account. And we hope you do that not only in Sudbury, but also when placing facilities in other towns that might serve the electric needs of Sudbury as well. We hope the board members had an opportunity to walk the right-of-way firsthand. We wonder if you heard the barred owls calling. We wondered if you heard the ovenbirds with their rising crescendo of warning calls. Did you hear the thrushes? Did you catch a glimpse of the red fox? This corridor is alive. It's not just a two-dimensional line on a plan. We hope it's not to you. It's not to us. This is our corner of the planet. It's under our care and protection. In the 1960s, Sudbury fought Boston Edison for 9 years to prevent transmission line towers up Goodman's Hill Road and through the Great Meadows National Wildlife Refuge. There is now a 115 kilovolt line underground instead. We fought them, we won, we will fight again. This is worth it. Thank you.